You sent over this dense technical report on Qwen2.5.
Yeah.
It's clearly making some big claims in the AI world, but honestly, even I'm feeling a bit intimidated by all the technical jargon.
Yeah.
Ready to break this down and see if the hype is real?
Absolutely. I'm ready to dive in.
Okay.
And you're right. There's a lot to unpack here.
Yeah.
But what jumps out at me immediately is this emphasis on offering a whole range of model sizes.
Yeah.
It's not just one massive AI.
Right.
They've got versions from tiny models that could probably run on your phone
Wow.
to absolute behemoths that rival anything out there.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah.
But wouldn't a single massive model be more powerful?
Well,
why all these different sizes?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
That's where the real strategic thinking comes in.
Okay.
It's about tailoring the AI to different tasks and resources.
Mm-hmm.
Think of it like this.
Right.
Sometimes you need a scalpel for delicate surgery.
Right.
And sometimes you need a bulldozer to move mountains. Both are powerful tools, but the trick is choosing the right one for the job.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a pretty vivid analogy.
Mm-hmm.
So are they saying these smaller models are actually as good as the bigger ones for certain tasks?
That's the bold claim, and to be honest, it's a bit controversial. The report highlights models ranging from 0.5 billion parameters to 72 billion.
Okay.
And they even have these specialized ones, the Qwen2.5-Turbo and Qwen2.5-Plus that they're being a bit secretive about.
Secretive? Why would they do that? That makes me wonder what they're hiding.
Well, in the competitive world of AI development, some secrets are to be expected.
Right.
But they do reveal that the turbo version can handle 1 million tokens of context.
Wow.
To put that in perspective,
Okay.
it's like analyzing the entire Lord of the Rings trilogy in one go.
Wow.
And understanding the whole narrative arc, character development, and even subtle themes.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
It's like giving the AI a superhuman level of reading comprehension.
It really is.
But how do they achieve that? Is it just about stuffing it with more data?
Data definitely plays a crucial role.
Okay.
They've jumped from 7 trillion tokens in the previous version to a whopping 18 trillion.
Wow.
But it's not just about quantity.
Right.
It's also about the quality and diversity of the data. They're specifically focusing on knowledge, coding, and mathematical data to make the AI more versatile and accurate.
So it's like giving the AI a carefully curated diet
Exactly.
instead of just letting it gorge on whatever's available.
Yeah.
But even with all that data, how does it actually learn? Is it just memorizing everything?
That's where things get really interesting.
Right.
They're using a 3-stage learning process that goes way beyond simple memorization.
Okay.
It starts with pre-training,
Okay.
where the AI builds a general understanding of language and relationships between concepts.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's supervised fine-tuning,
Okay.
where they train it on specific tasks, like following instructions or writing different kinds of creative text formats.
Right. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah,
It's like laying a foundation and then building specialized skills on top of it.
exactly.
But what's the third stage?
The third stage is where things get really cutting edge.
Okay.
They're using something called reinforcement learning.
All right.
Think of it like training a dog.
Okay.
You reward it for good behavior
Right.
and correct it when it makes mistakes. With Qwen2.5, they use a sophisticated system of rewards
Okay.
to guide the AI towards generating better and more human-like text.
So it's like the AI is constantly learning and improving based on feedback.
Precisely.
That sounds pretty sophisticated.
It is.
But how does this all translate to real-world performance?
Yeah,
How does it stack up against other AI giants out there?
that's the big question, right?
Yeah.
And this is where the report gets a bit
Okay.
boastful.
Okay.
They claim that Qwen2.5, particularly the 72B model,
Okay.
is punching well above its weight class.
Right.
They're directly comparing it to open source models like Llama, and even the big, mysterious proprietary models like GPT-4.
Hold on. Are they actually saying they're beating those giants? That's a pretty bold statement.
They are, and it's definitely raising eyebrows in the AI community.
Right.
Their benchmarks show that Qwen2.5 often performs on par with or even surpasses models several times its size.
Wow.
And they're highlighting the smaller 14B model,
Okay.
saying it's a direct competitor to GPT-4o-mini, but at a fraction of the computational cost.
This is getting really intriguing.
Yeah.
They're claiming to be smaller, faster, and smarter.
It's a pretty impressive feat.
It almost sounds too good to be true.
Yeah,
I'm starting to get a little skeptical.
right.
Are they cherry picking their data to make their AI look better?
That's always a possibility, and it's something we'll have to examine closely as we dig deeper into the report.
Okay.
They do acknowledge that there are still areas where Qwen 2.5 needs improvement, particularly in capturing those subtle cultural nuances that can make human language so tricky. But even with those caveats, the performance claims are pretty impressive.
Okay, this is definitely piquing my curiosity.
Yeah.
We've got a potential underdog story here. A smaller, more efficient AI challenging the established giants.
That's right.
But what does this actually mean for the average person?
Yeah.
Why should we be excited about this?
That's a great question, and it's something we'll explore in more depth in the next part of our deep dive.
Okay.
But think about the potential more powerful AI tools for everyday use.
Right.
From better translation to smarter chatbots to incredibly sophisticated writing assistants.
Yeah.
The possibilities are mind-boggling.
All right, I'm hooked. You've managed to turn this dense technical report into a genuine cliffhanger. I can't wait to see what other surprises Qwen 2.5 has in store for us.
Let's dive back into that report and see what else we can uncover.
Sounds good.
You know, one thing that really struck me in this report is just how much emphasis they put on the data they use to train Qwen 2.5. It's not just about the 18 trillion tokens, though that's a mind-boggling number in itself. It's the meticulous way they went about selecting and refining that data.
Okay, you've piqued my curiosity.
Yeah.
It's like they're saying quality over quantity matters even in the world of massive AI models. But what exactly does that mean? How do you curate data for an AI?
Think of it like this.
Okay.
If you were teaching a child about the world, you wouldn't just hand them a random assortment of books and expect them to learn effectively. You'd carefully choose materials that are accurate, age-appropriate, and cover a wide range of topics. That's essentially what they've done with Qwen 2.5.
So they're acting as AI curriculum designers.
Exactly.
What kind of textbooks did they pick for this AI student?
Well, they've gone to great lengths to ensure diversity in the data.
Okay.
They used a combination of web documents, books, code repositories, scientific papers, and even previous versions of Qwen to create this incredibly rich data set.
So it's not just like feeding it Wikipedia.
No, it's much more diverse than that.
Okay.
And they were very deliberate about filtering out low-quality information. And balancing the representation of different domains.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
If you only trained an AI on, say, fantasy novels, it might be great at writing epic sagas.
Exactly.
But terrible at understanding scientific concepts or writing code.
That's right.
But how do they decide what's high quality? It's not like there's a universal quality score for information.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
That's where it gets really interesting. They actually used AI to help curate the data.
Whoa.
They used previous versions of Qwen as well as specialized models like Qwen Math to filter out noisy or irrelevant information.
So the AI is checking its own homework.
It is.
That's pretty meta.
It really is.
Using AI to train AI.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder if they'll need an AI to train the AI that trains the AI at some point.
Right, exactly. It's AIs all the way down.
But beyond this data curation, what else did they do to make the training process so effective?
Well, they obsessed over the training process itself.
Okay.
Meticulously fine-tuning the parameters to optimize performance and efficiency.
So they're like the AI whisperers.
They are.
Carefully coaxing the best performance out of these models.
Yeah, think of it like those competitive chefs
Okay.
who measure every ingredient to the milligram and control the temperature of their ovens with laser precision.
So it's not just about the ingredients. It's about the cooking process itself.
Exactly.
What kind of recipes did they use?
They experimented with different training regimes,
Okay.
carefully adjusting the learning rate, batch size, and other hyperparameters to find the sweet spot for each model size.
Okay.
They even developed scaling laws to predict how these parameters would impact the training of different models.
So it's like they're trying to find the perfect recipe for each AI based on its size and the task it's supposed to perform.
Precisely.
This kind of meticulous approach is what allowed them to achieve such impressive results.
It really is remarkable.
Okay, so they've got this incredibly well-curated data and this meticulously optimized training process.
Right.
But once they've got this basic AI brain cooked up, what do they do with it?
That's the next stage. How do they turn it into something that can actually understand and respond to human instructions? That's where the post-training phase comes in.
Okay.
And this is where Qwen2.5 really starts to shine.
Right.
They used a combination of supervised fine-tuning and reinforcement learning to refine the model's abilities and align it with human preferences.
Reinforcement learning, that's the one where they give the AI virtual treats for good behavior, right?
Exactly.
Or how do you define good behavior for an AI?
Right.
It's not like you can just give it a pat on the head.
No, it's much more nuanced than that. They defined good behavior based on a set of criteria that reflect human values and preferences.
I said
Things like truthfulness, harmlessness, conciseness, and even avoiding bias.
Wait a minute, avoiding bias.
Yeah.
How do you teach an AI about something as subjective as bias?
That's the million-dollar question in AI development right now, and there's no easy answer.
Right.
But the Qwen team is claiming they've made significant strides in this area.
Right.
They've developed techniques to identify and mitigate bias in the training data.
Okay.
And they've incorporated mechanisms to promote fairness and balance in the AI's outputs.
That's encouraging, but also a bit concerning. It implies that even with all this meticulous data curation, there's still a risk of baking bias into these powerful AI models.
It's a real challenge.
Yeah. How do they even measure bias?
They're using a combination of human evaluation and automated metrics to assess bias.
Okay.
They've created these massive data sets of examples that have been carefully annotated for bias. And they're using those data sets to train the AI to recognize and avoid problematic patterns.
It sounds like they're trying to teach the AI not just to be intelligent, but also to be ethical.
Exactly. It's a very ambitious goal.
It's a pretty tall order.
It is, and it's a conversation that's just beginning.
Yeah.
But it's crucial that we address these issues head on as AI becomes more powerful and pervasive in our lives.
Okay, so they've got this incredibly well-trained and hopefully unbiased AI.
Yeah.
But how do they know it actually works?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
How do they measure its performance in the real world? That's where the benchmarks come in.
Okay.
And this is where things get really competitive.
Right.
They've put Qwen2.5 through a gauntlet of tests, comparing it to some of the biggest names in the AI world.
Right.
And they're not shy about boasting about the results.
All right, let's hear it.
Okay.
How does this, David, stack up against the Goliaths of the AI world?
Well, they've evaluated Qwen2.5 on a wide range of benchmarks, from language understanding and reasoning to coding math and even creative writing.
Wow.
And across the board, they're claiming that it performs on par with, or even surpasses models that are significantly larger and more resource intensive.
That's a bold claim.
It is?
Are they saying they've cracked the code for creating smaller, more efficient AI that can still compete with the big players?
That's exactly what they're suggesting.
Wow.
And they're backing up their claims with some pretty impressive benchmark results.
Such as?
For example, on the MMLU benchmark, which measures multitask language understanding, Qwen2.5-72b outperformed the much larger Llama 3.405b model.
Wow.
That's a significant victory.
Okay, I'm starting to see why they're so excited about this.
Yeah.
It's not just an incremental improvement.
Right.
They're suggesting a paradigm shift in AI development.
That's right.
But I'm also getting a bit skeptical. Are these benchmarks really a fair comparison?
That's always a possibility with benchmark comparisons. It's important to dig into the methodology and understand the limitations of each benchmark.
Okay.
But even with those caveats,
yeah,
the results are pretty compelling.
Okay.
They've tested Qwen2.5 on a wide range of tasks, using both established benchmarks and their own internally developed tests.
Right.
And the results consistently show that it's a powerful and versatile AI.
All right, I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
They've got this meticulously curated data, a finely tuned training process,
Right.
and impressive benchmark results.
Exactly.
But what does all this mean for the average person?
Yeah. That's the key question.
Yeah.
How is Qwen2.5 going to impact our lives? That's the big question, and it's one we'll explore in depth in the next part of our deep dive.
Okay.
But let's just say the potential is vast.
Great.
From revolutionizing education and healthcare to transforming the way we work and create. Qwen2.5 could change the world as we know it.
Okay, you've definitely hooked me again. I can't wait to see what the future holds for Qwen 2.5 and for all of us who will be interacting with this new breed of AI. Okay, we spent the last 2 parts of this deep dive really getting into the weeds of how Qwen 2.5 works, how it's trained, and how it stacks up against the competition.
Right.
Now I'm ready for the fun part.
Okay.
What does this all actually mean for the world?
Yeah.
Are we on the verge of some major AI revolution?
That's the question everyone's asking, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I think the answer is a cautious but excited yes.
Okay.
We're still in the early stages of understanding the full potential of this technology.
Great.
But the possibilities are genuinely mind-boggling.
All right, let's get specific.
Okay.
What are some of the areas where Qwen 2.5 could have the biggest impact?
One area that's ripe for disruption is education.
Okay.
Imagine a world where every student has access to a personalized AI tutor that can adapt to their individual learning style and pace.
Right.
Qwen 2.5's ability to understand complex concepts and generate human-like text makes it a perfect candidate for this role.
That sounds amazing.
It does.
But isn't there a risk of over-reliance on AI tutors? What about the human element of teaching?
Right.
Once students miss out on interacting with real teachers?
That's a valid concern, and it's something we need to be mindful of as we integrate AI into education.
Yeah.
But I see AI tutors as a supplement to human teachers, not a replacement.
Okay.
Think of it like having a super smart study buddy who's always available to answer your questions and help you work through difficult concepts.
Okay, that makes me feel a bit better.
Yeah.
But beyond tutoring, what else can Qwen 2.5 do for education?
It could revolutionize the way we create and consume educational content. Imagine interactive textbooks that adapt to the student's progress, AI-powered assessment tools that provide personalized feedback, and even virtual field trips that immerse students in different cultures and environments.
Wow, that's a whole new way of thinking about education.
It is.
It's almost like turning learning into a video game.
Yeah.
Engaging, interactive, and personalized.
Exactly.
But what about other fields?
Sure.
Can Qwen 2.5 make a difference in areas like healthcare?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Healthcare is another area where AI has the potential to transform lives.
How so?
Imagine AI-powered diagnostic tools that can analyze medical records, research papers, and even patient conversations to help doctors make faster and more accurate diagnoses.
That sounds incredible.
Yeah.
But also a bit scary. Are we ready to trust AI with something as important as our health?
Right.
What if the AI makes a mistake?
Those are important questions, and we need to approach medical AI with caution.
Yeah.
But the potential benefits are enormous.
Okay.
AI can help doctors sift through vast amounts of data, identify patterns that humans might miss, and ultimately make more informed decisions.
Okay.
But it's important to remember that AI should be a tool to assist doctors, not to replace them.
So it's about augmenting human intelligence, not replacing it.
Exactly.
I like that.
Yeah.
But let's get a little more creative.
Okay.
What about the arts?
Sure.
Can Qwen 2.5 write poetry, compose music, or even paint?
That's where things get really interesting.
Right.
We're already seeing AI making waves in the creative arts.
Yeah.
Qwen 2.5, with its ability to generate human-like text and understand creative patterns, could become a powerful tool for artists, writers, musicians, and filmmakers.
So could we see an AI winning an Oscar or a Grammy Award someday?
It's not impossible.
That would definitely shake things up.
It would.
Yeah.
We're already seeing AI-generated art winning awards.
Wow.
And being sold for significant sums of money.
Okay.
But the question of authorship and originality in the age of AI is a complex one that we'll need to grapple with as this technology continues to evolve.
Okay, so we've got AI tutors, AI doctors, and AI artists. What about the business world?
Okay.
How is Qwen 2.5 going to change the way we work?
It's already happening.
Really?
Businesses are using AI to automate tasks, analyze data, improve customer service, and even generate creative content.
Wow.
Qwen 2.5, with its advanced language processing abilities, could take these applications to the next level.
So are we all going to be replaced by AI robots someday?
That's a common fear, but I think it's more nuanced than that.
Okay.
AI will certainly automate some jobs, but it will also create new ones.
Right.
And it will augment many existing jobs, making us more productive and efficient. The key is to adapt and learn new skills that complement AI,
right,
rather than trying to compete with it.
That's good advice.
I think so.
So it sounds like Qwen 2.5 is not just a cool technological toy.
No.
It's a force that's going to reshape our world in profound ways. Are we ready for this?
That's the big question, and there's no easy answer, but one thing's for sure.
What's that?
We can't ignore the rise of AI.
Right.
We need to understand its potential, both the benefits and the risks.
And work together to shape its development in a way that benefits humanity.
This has been an incredible deep dive.
It has.
And you've given me a lot to think about.
I'm glad.
Any final words of wisdom as we wrap up?
The future of AI is not predetermined. It's something we're actively creating. Let's make it a future we can all be proud of.
Well said. Thanks for joining me on this journey into the world of Qwen 2.5.
It's been a pleasure.
It's been a fascinating and thought-provoking exploration.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to see what the future holds for this powerful technology.
I agree.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep questioning.